morning once again. So I'll be sharing my screen now. All right, I hope you can all see my screen now. Like I mentioned earlier, for those that are just joining the meeting, I welcome you to our students webinar. My name is Precious Anyepena, and I am the Marketing and Communications Officer for Sambos Geospatial Nigeria. I'll be going ahead to introduce Sambos Nigeria for those of us that are just joining us for the first time. All right. So Sambos Geospatial, we are application development company. We integrate geospatial technologies and provide a range of geospatial solutions. And we are the sole distributors for Esri suites of software, Trimble, and we are sole distributor for Esri, I beg your pardon, and authorized distributor for Trimble, Wingtra, and AV software in a few of West African countries like Ghana, Nigeria, Gambia, Gabon, and Liberia. So today's agenda, we're going to be having a presentation from one of our staff. So we're going to be having a presentation, and after that we'll have a short pause, and after that we take questions, and we have panelists who will be taking all your questions. So we encourage you, if you have questions, you can type them on the chat section, and we'll be taking them. And then some of you already asked your questions. We'll also be addressing all of those questions at the end of the presentations. Please, I would like to plead with us to keep mute at all times. Let your mic be muted if you're not talking. Let your mic be muted so we can all have a smooth event, because also we don't have distractions from background noise. Okay, so I'll go right away to invite. My speaker. Before I do that, we also have a number of professional services we offer in Sambos. I know some people would like to know more about Sambos. We offer trainings in GIS, we offer technical support, and we all kinds of specialized support that you, as a company, as an individual, as a student, you want to learn more about GIS, ArcGIS. We also do a lot of all those other solutions. And we do software, we have software sales, we do configurations. Okay, so I'm moving forward. We're moving forward. I'm going to be inviting the speaker for today, who is Olumide, who will be taking us on the program for the day. So Olumide, are you set? Olumide, over to you, please.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Can you all hear me? Hello, good morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is Olumide.
Yes, good morning.
From Sambos Geospatial Nigeria Limited. So we're having a student webinar today, and I'll be sharing a slide to explain what I have for you today. So the topic for today is demographics with Web GIS. So quickly, I'll be going through my slide to explain what we have today. Hope you can see it now.
Well, yes.
Yes, so we can see it.
Okay,
demographics with Web GIS. So that's what we're having this morning, and it's for geospatial students across. So this will help in projects and some class activity. So the focus for today, I'll be introducing the topic. I'll talk about demography. I'll talk about GIS. I'll talk about Web GIS. I'll talk about the ways to study demographics with Web GIS, and then conclude the presentation. So what's all about this demographics with Web GIS? Is about data, statistical data, relating to population and everything that has to do with population, the population variables or all other subgroups of population. So in essence, we are making use of Web GIS to present this statistical data. So what is demography? Demography helps to examine the size, structure, and also it helps to examine the movement of population across a particular place and across a particular time, a time interval of 3 or 5 years, depending on what exact year you want to use. So a demographic data, with this demography, the data from this demography, such as the age, race, sex, which is the gender, or other socioeconomic information like employment, migration, income, birth, death rates, and the likes are examples of. So with the data, we can actually make analysis. So the collection of all this data will help to present our analysis to show the characteristics of the particular specific interest that we are talking about. So these demographics will help as an important statistical analysis in terms of using Web GIS. So what is GIS? So basically what GIS does is that it helps in our data, it converts this our data, especially demographic data, it helps to turn it into an analysis. So if there is a data can be converted to an information. That's the aspect where geographic information system comes to play. So what is Web GIS? Web GIS is just a platform, a web services that helps to present our information. It presents this information on the web with a server. So all our information, everything we do, our analysis is stored on the server, which can be displayed. It can be displayed, can show it, you can check it through your phone for analysis that be made probably by someone else. And you can also do your analysis using your laptop. So WebGIS is actually what's synonymous to web mapping. So what we talk about the ways now. Since we've been able to talk about demographics, we've been able to talk about GIS, we've been able to talk about WebGIS. So we want to look at the ways to study this demographics with WebGIS. And one of it is studying world population and demographic data by country. So in a country like Nigeria, there are several variables that might be of interest depending on your project, such as the growth, population growth. It can be the urban growth of a place, how it has been able to urbanize over time from the rural to urban function activities that is going on. And a very good example of GIS enablements that can help to make this possible is ArcGIS Living Atlas of the world. So we can actually investigate in our project works. Also in our class activity, we can investigate these population issues relating to our country, Nigeria, in our projects. For example, we can also talk about size. So I'll be showing a demonstration quickly on this first ways I'm talking about right now. So one of it is using this average household size. So you can actually come to your ArcGIS Online Then you go to, I hope you can see my screen. Hello? Hello?
Yeah,
so,
we can see the screen.
Yeah, thank you. So you can go to your Living Atlas, then you check for whatever information you need. For example, I'm interested in Nigeria, for example. I'm interested in Nigeria. So I'll go to the average household size that I'm interested in. I'm adding it to my map straight away to use for my class assessment or for my project work, depending on what exactly am I doing as regards my activity as a student. So for example, you can remove this. For example, you can show, let's say, Kano, for example. For Kano now, we have an average household size here that is showing 6.7. So when we talk about average household size, an household size means that hey, please can you mute your mic, please? An household size shows people with the same feeding arrangement, people that are under a feeding structure. So for Kano here, it's showing 6.7 people compared to 4.5 people nationally in terms of Nigeria. So now we are having about close to 6 million people living in close to 900,000 households. So this can be an example of a way to use our Living Atlas to show some demographic information for our country, Nigeria, and you can also do that for other countries. So this is a practical example of that particular point. So also, we can actually look at, we can go to the second point too, and try to look at, we've been able to talk about the one that relates to the country. So we'll be going to the second one now, using Living Atlas. So the second one is talking about analyzing world population density versus latitude, altitude, and ecological regions. So in the world, we have different ecological regions depending on the area of interest. And the latitude, altitude is a function. It determines how the population density are spread across the world, across Africa or Nigeria, as the case may be. So it has been observed that between 20 degrees to 40 degrees, there are a lot of population. The density is much around the 20 degrees and 40 degrees. And then altitude too, it has been observed that people tend to stay in a place whereby the environment is cool for them to stay in. Although there are some few instances whereby you see some other people towards the equator where there is sunlight. So this can actually be a particular way to explain our population density versus talking about it in terms of latitude, altitude, and the ecological regions, which can be a particular area of interest for someone that wants to talk about this. So also the base maps can also help to talk about or show the urban growth that has happened in a place. But I would like to share the Web GIS to show this information, to display this information. So for example, this is ecoregions population density imagery. So for this part of Africa, this is West African parts showing Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Senegal, and some other parts of West Africa. It can also go towards the other aspects. You can show check the other aspect too, but I'll be focusing on this area for today. So now, at my left-hand side, you could see the population information here, trying to show that a dark color is showing high density, while the lower one is showing a low density areas. So these are actually scattered in Nigeria according to local governments. So you can see some parts of southeastern part of Nigeria, which are actually densely populated when you compare the area and the population. So this means that a place can be populated as the local government or as a state, but it might not be easily compared to the area to make it a densely populated environment or a densely populated place. So you could actually check the ecoregions or ecological regions. This is showing the humid tropical domain, which is having a moderately humid grassy savanna. Another one is this at the lower part of it, showing the humid tropic domain likewise. But in this place, in this aspect, is showing a forest. So sorry about that. So this could actually be a major interest depending on which continent are you talking about or the ecological region you are interested in. So in this aspect, you can actually take a screenshot whereby you can also do your analysis here and then show it in your assessment or your assignment or your project. So I will be going into the next one right away, which is the third one. So sorry, the next one is talking about regional change. Examine regional change by using satellite imagery. The changes that occur over time can be checked through satellite imageries. But in this aspect, we are talking about a regional change. And one of the Web GIS function that helps in this is Landsat lens. So it helps in regional changes, explain regional changes that has occurred over time using this satellite imagery function. So issues in the expansion of Sahara Desert, how has it expanded downward towards the Sahel can be checked to see where it started from and where it actually stopped from. So this is one of the reasons why the world body have been able to make sure that they make a kind of great green wall rather, that stops this spread of Sahara Desert towards the Sahel, which is going across the different parts of Africa from the Senegal towards the eastern extent of the Africa. So I'll be making use of this Landsat lens to explain this my point. So like I said, Landsat lens could actually be an important demonstration in your project works or research works. So for this Landsat lens enablement, which has been provided for use from Esri, these are different time regions showing the years 2002, 2005, 10, 15, and 17. So these are actual, this bookmark is actually showing different, is suggesting different areas that you might be interested in checking or use for your analysis in submission for your project or class assessment. So this is just a suggestion. You can actually make use of your own. So this team, there are 5 teams here for agriculture, for someone interested in something related to agriculture, and then for color invariant, natural color, moisture, and then vegetation index. So this natural color could actually be the one that so many people here might be interested in. So this 2017, and then you can actually type your address here to look for a place for and you can actually zoom. So I'm actually zooming at the I'm not zooming at the this black spot. I'm actually zooming at my image at the background. So you can actually come to Africa to check the western part of Africa to show check how this Sahara Desert has spread from this part of Algeria, Libya, towards coming to West African area. So to make use of this year that has been mentioned here, 2017, you need to like zoom to make it visible for you to see. So I've zoomed the background image. I've zoomed the background image to be able to see clearly what I'm talking about, which is the Sahara stretch, the Sahara stretch of Africa. You can see this this kind of peach color that is here. These are showing a kind of a desert, or showing the activity that is going on in terms of their really growing activity coming up here is majorly fixed with a desert. So these are soils. You can see them here. So showing it, you can show it with the 2017, and you can actually also add another year, 2002, for example. So you can also add that to it. So this 2002 and 2017, this can actually be an area for you to compare this Sahara stretch. So like I said, this I'm actually using a natural color. So you can change it to agriculture, you can change it to other themes that are here. So, and then, like I said, you can pick from these available options to talk about, and you can also use the address parts of it to explain what's going on here. So I'm trying to make it load so I can show you some background information about this, showing the years. So okay, let me proceed. I might need to come back and show this. So let me talk about the next one here, which is talking about local changes. So I've been able to talk about regional changes. So I want to look into local changes. So changes can actually occur using satellite imagery to investigate what has actually occurred. The last one I showed was talking about regional changes using satellite imagery in terms of making use of a Landsat lens to examine this point. So now you can also make use of world imagery way back. So this is a function in ArcGIS that it can be you can relate to your project, which can actually show urban sprawl, how a place has actually changed over time. So I'll be showing this urban sprawl using my world imagery way back, which is a function in ArcGIS Online. So it's a sub division under Living Atlas. You can see it there. under Living Atlas is a subdivision. So I could actually type an address which I'm interested in. Let's say, for example, let's say I'm typing in Abuja. So I could actually go to Abuja. This is Abuja, for example. So I can zoom in to show check the changes that has occurred, the local changes that has occurred over that has occurred in this area. But mind you, this is you can see my left hand side. This is 2021 November 3rd. This is 2021 November 3rd. I could click on this. This is showing 2021 November 30th. So it means that the world image way back, the last one that was generated was November 30th. That's about 3 days ago. So these are other dates for you to go through to check what has actually happened. You could see my preview. My preview is changing as I'm going through the years, going through the months. This is 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and the likes. So this is the most recent. You could see this is the most recent. So depending on the interval you want to compare, are you comparing years, like you want to compare 2021 with 5 years ago, like 5 years interval, let's say 2010, 2015, 2020. That could be a 5-year interval that you're interested in, or 3-year interval. So this, you could take a screenshot of this, but mind you, you can also make use of this data and download it and show it on your ArcGIS Online, going back to where the map activity can actually is actually taking place, the ArcGIS Online. So now I could actually compare different places. You could see my right hand side. This is 2021. This is 2019. Sorry, 2021 on the 19th in the 5th month. So, and this one is showing 2014 February 20th. So I could actually look at this circular road, what has actually changed over time. So I'm comparing the left-hand side local changes that has occurred and the right-hand side changes that has occurred with 2021 and then 2014 data. So looking at this left-hand side, this is circular road. Let me zoom in a bit better. So this is the National Assembly, monument of the National Assembly. So these are what is the functions that were happening as at this time. These are the way the buildings are as at this time. So I could actually compare it to 2014. Sorry, let me click on it again. This 2020, the 9th month. So I'm comparing that with 2014 February 2020. That's 3 years, average of 3 years changes. So this, you could see that there are some buildings here. There's one building here, another building here, another building here. For this in 2020, exactly when this image was captured. So looking at 2014, there was nothing here actually. There was nothing as at this time. So what this will help you to do is that it helps you to compare these changes as occurred in different years. So this can help you to show the urban sprawl or the urbanization that has occurred between in a particular place in different times. So that is that. You could also apply to different areas that you are interested in, depending on, is it Abuja? You could search for it in the address, depending on where you're interested in. So I'm collapsing the comparison now. So actually, you could or download this. I've downloaded it like as it is, and I could actually add it to my ArcGIS Online map. I've downloaded it and it's showing here. So it says open this version in a new web map. So I click on this. So this could actually be a function that so many of us, maybe you've actually generated these changes as a call, and you want to add some other information on the ArcGIS Online web mapping platform. So this is actually very possible. So meaning that you could actually compare, you could actually add even a word imagery atlas, living atlas of the world. You can actually add it to this generated changes as occurred for this particular year. I am opening in the Web Viewer Classic. So the downloaded imagery from the World Imagery way back, I've been able to bring it to my web mapping and platform. You could see it here. This is for 2021, which is November 30th. So I've been able to bring it to show as at 30th, to show the changes that has occurred as at on the 30th, which is 3 days ago, to show the changes that has occurred, which you can actually mix together with some other analysis you want to make, like in the first demonstration, I was talking about Living Atlas, which you can add your household size or other information you need for your demographic data. So that could be a very important activity for your project or for your research works. That could be an activity for you. So I'm just trying to check the last one, which the former one I was showing before, which is the Lancer lens, to display the comparison of 2002 and 2017, going back to it, but the image you could not generate as I'm opening it now. So this could actually be a way for you to, you could see this Agadez in Niger Republic. You could see this part, this Mauritanian, the base map. This is the kind of base map that was used here. You could actually make use of something else, and something else. Probably you want to make use of your color infrared, or let's say agriculture, to see another kind of thing. So this could actually be a function also that you can make use of. I guess the internet is not very friendly to me to show this better. So if you actually zoom in, it shows this information on this 2017. You place it on it. 2002, you place it on it. So this is a very good way to also explain your project. So this is a very good way to actually explain a lot of things that has to do with demographics. Mind you, you could actually check through and then get some other information that might be much interesting to you. For example, the Living Atlas, I actually demonstrated average household size. You might be interested in some other information. Maybe you are interested in employment, or basically, let's just say you are interested in the birth rate. How does birth rate affect how does the birth rate affect a particular information you are trying to generate? For example, you could say that the impact assessment of flooding in relation to the household size in, let's say, Abuja municipal local government area. So depending on which particular project analysis you are trying to work on. So a demographic data can be readily available for you to make use of in your project. For example, I talk about urban growth. So this could be a very important area to correspond with your project work or your project topic. So these apps like Living Atlas enablement, Landsat Lens I explained, the word imagery way back, and I made it of a population density or ecological demonstration. This can actually help in your class assessment and it can actually help in your project. So all these are at your disposal on the SV website, ArcGIS Online, to do your project. So this basically we're actually talking about Web GIS. So there could actually be other functions for you to make use of in your ArcGIS Pro desktop enablement, but this is basically for WebGIS for today. And I really appreciate you for being able to follow me through this slide to be able to explain demographics with WebGIS. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Precious, over to you, please.
Thank you very much, Olumide. That was a very insightful presentation. Can you hear me, please? Hello? Can everybody hear me?
Yes,
We can hear you, please.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you.
Okay. So at this point, we'll be taking a very short pause, but for your questions, kindly put them on the chat. And if you want to ask a question by yourself, you can raise your hand. I can punch on the button, the hand button. You can raise your hand, and then we'll invite you to get questions. Or while you're typing your questions and you're raising your hand, I will invite you now to take a quick poll for us and do a short presentation. Isabina, you said. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Please go ahead.
Thank you, Precious. Yeah, thank you, Precious. All right. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, so actually I just posted the poll on the chat. So you can actually fill that up so that you could know. Yes, so the poll says, what desktop application do you have more experience with? So we want to know the desktop application. As you know, the SV brought in the ArcGIS Pro. So we want to know what experience does the students have. Are students exposed to ArcGIS Pro or they are more exposed to ArcMap? So we want to know. So kindly just click. So we have 2 votes already on ArcMap and ArcPro. Okay, so just keep the answers coming. So I'll just go through just a short demonstration. So if I'm permitted to share my screen right now, so I will just do that. Are we all? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Thank you. All right, so I will share my screen right now. So just give me a moment to share my screen. All right, can we all see my screen? Can you all see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, so we talked about demographic today. So you can actually use the ArcGIS Online, the Web GIS. You can actually use. So I just want to show you a little demonstration about using the desktop application for this. If you want to, in case you have the option of actually maybe you have a project you want to do and you want to actually enrich your data with demographics. So ArcGIS Pro actually allows you to connect to the portal. You are using ArcGIS Online or you are using the enterprise. So you can actually connect to the portal where you have the Living Atlas. So if, for example, we have the data showing the location, the states of Nigeria, as you can see here. These are the states of Nigeria. This is actually the ArcGIS Pro interface. So the ArcGIS Pro interface actually allows you to connect to a portal directly. So you don't need to have your data on the drive. So there you can get your data from the internet, which is a portal. So we want to look into how you can enrich your data with some demographics. So for example, you have the state boundary. You want to actually know the average household in those areas. So what you have to do, you already know how to load your data, to add your data to your map. So this is the NGA state boundary data. So want to actually enrich this data with demographic attributes to it. So the ArcGIS Pro here, under the analysis, it has the tool which has the enrich button. Now, if you read it, say enrich data by adding demographic and landscape facts about people, places that surround. I don't know if you can actually see this very well, but I'm just reading it out. So enriches data by adding demographic. So you can actually enrich your data with demographic data directly on your ArcGIS Pro. So it uses the Living Atlas data. So we just click on this. Now, as you can see, the enriched tool, there's a warning here which says this tool consumes credit. So this tool actually consumes your ArcGIS Online credits if you have experience using ArcGIS. Now, we just need our input feature, like we have here on our layer here, the Nigeria state boundary layer. Now, we want to enrich this data with some demographic variables. So next thing here, I'll click the variables. So I just click the variables. As you can see here, it's actually, I don't know if you can see it, it's actually showing for the United States only. So they have population, income, age, household, housing. Now, I'm not interested in the United States for now. I just want to show the demographic about Nigeria. So I go to environment, I click data source on this business analyst, I click this data source. Then I go to Africa. Then I scroll down to Nigeria. Yes, click on Nigeria. So actually my data source is just limited to Nigeria only. So I can go and start the variable again, add the variables again. Now, as you can see, for Nigeria, we have population, income, age, households, and key facts. So these data sets are actually verified by Esri themselves. So that's why it's on Living Atlas. As you can see, for the United States, they have a whole bunch of data, but for just Nigeria, we just have population, income, age. So I just want to add the household data to my boundary data. So I just click on household, then common household. I want the 2019 average household size. So I just click this and okay. Now you can actually add more variables to your data if you want. I want to know the income, the purchasing power, purchasing 2019 purchasing power total, the index. So there are different data depending on what type of analysis you want to do. You can add that to you just run this too. So this is a way to just actually show you that you can actually enrich your data with the ArcGIS Pro. You don't have to start looking for data source from run around. You can just directly on ArcGIS Pro, you can actually import your demographic data, be it age, income, and so forth. Yeah, so I think the processing will take a bit of time, maybe because the network has not really been friendly with us today. So that's just it. So what happens when this data is enriched? You can actually have another attribute data. It's actually creating on the output feature, as you can see, okay, it loads up. So the output feature actually, this is the output feature. So if I click this, I want to verify that, okay, so I just click on the attribute data to actually see if this data have been added to, for me to do my analysis. So I'll just close this tab. Yeah, as you can see, okay. Yeah. So as you can see, I have a new table has been created, 2019 population, the 2019 average household size, 2019 purchasing power total. So for that particular boundary. So you can actually add more variables more attribute to your data and do what type of analysis that you want to, or any demographic analysis that you want to. All right, thank you very much. So we'll go straight to the question and answers section right now. Precious, are you still on the call?
Hi, Obina. Yes, I'm on the call.
Okay.
Thank you for that presentation. So I'll be taking your questions. Okay, let me start with, there's a question on the chat. Again, if you want to ask your question by yourself, just raise your hand and we'll invite you to take your questions. So I've got Ayemi Emmanuel wrote, please, I got an organization license for Arc Pro. How do I set this up? Emmanuel Ayemi, you will reach out to us after this event. I think we're going to put an email address that you can reach out to so that we can help you sort out the problem with your setting up your ArcGIS license. Okay, then we have a few more other questions that were asked earlier. If we have Habib Ganiyu. Habib Ganiyu is a student and he's offering a course in transport planning and management. Habib is asking, he wants to know how to connect, because this is a student webinar and you are free to ask any questions as long as it relates to GIS and the subject we're discussing. And we also have some panels who are here will be taking your questions. Okay, let me quickly introduce them before I go ahead with the questions. We have Taufik Adebayo on the call. We have Aliyu Isola on the call. And we also have Benedict Obina on the call. These are the panelists that will be taking your questions. We also have the presenter, Olumide, on the call. We'll be taking all your questions. So either you raise your hands or you put it on the chat. Then the questions that were asked earlier, Habib Ganiyu is asking, how do I relate my course? How do I relate GIS to my course? His course is transport planning and management. So who would want to address this question quickly? Okay, let me invite Taufik to just address Habib shortly. He wants to understand how to connect this whole thing we're talking about GIS, because we need to get everybody carried along. Taufik, do you want to?
Yeah, thank you, Habib, for addressing. As we all know, GIS is a spatial analysis tool. So with transport management, you need any spatial analysis, any software that has to do with spatial analysis. So with GIS, generally you can hello, can you hear me? So with GIS, you can understand the.
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Okay, please. With GIS, you can understand the impacts of land use decision. So with land use decision, you can evaluate where a smart growth alternative is needed. So for you to construct a road, for example, you need GIS. You need GIS analysis to evaluate the best position, the best way to construct your road, the best site available for you by combining the several factors that you can integrate together to get the best route in creating a road network, be it road network, a rail network, and stuff like that. So with GIS, you can manage the databases for road networks and stuff like that. So I believe this answers your question.
Thank you, Taufik, for that answer. Okay, for Habib, we would like to talk to you more. So we'll probably be reaching out to you via mail so that we can get to help you out with more details about your questions. So we have a question here. This person is Waina Otobi. Sorry if I don't pronounce the questions very well. You're asking how to use any of the GIS software for demographic analysis. If a database will be needed for this analysis. If a database will be needed for this analysis. Okay. I think this must have been addressed during the presentation, but Olumide, would you still want to say something about this? A database will be needed for this analysis, the demographic analysis.
Okay, for demographic analysis, they are freely available. According to the presentation of the Olumide made, there are freely available data online. So you wouldn't need any database to connect to your analysis, except the online platform. From the online platform, you see all your data that you can use for the geo-enrichment so you will need the online platform the online platform will serve as your database for your analysis. So from there you can connect all data you can find online. You can connect it with your work and make the analysis, whatever analysis you want to make. And also to stress this, ArcGIS Pro, while creating a project in ArcGIS Pro, it comes with database is part of the things created with it. So when you create a project, there will be a database, and when you connect to ArcGIS Online and you do a geo-enrichment of data, and all your data can be stored in the database created with your project on ArcGIS Pro.
Thank you very much, Taufik, for that for that answer. Okay, I'll quickly run through this other question before we take the questions on the chat. Someone is asking, Cynthia Allen is asking, will there be subsequent training after this? Yes, Cynthia, we have training in Sambos, Nigeria. We also have training in Sambos, Ghana, because your name sounds like you were in Ghana, but if you're in Nigeria, yes, we do have training, but you have to reach out to us and we have to work out the modalities on how to go about the trainings. And we're going to send you a mail and send you the details of our training. And anyone who also is interested in the training, you can also reach out to us. We'll put our mail on the chat. You can reach out to us and we'll work out the modalities of the training. Then someone is asking, will there be a certificate after this webinar? The answer is we do not give a certificate for this particular webinar. So we're not having a certificate for this particular webinar. Someone is asking, I need more knowledge on Survey 123. Okay, we have, at the end of the, we're going to display our YouTube link. We have done a series on Survey 123. So you may want to check that out and learn more. And where you need more questions, you can also reach out to us on 7123. We have several other questions, but I'm going to take questions on the chat now. Somebody is asking, Chiamaka Wanjako is asking, where did you go for the attribute table? I think this is directed to Obina that just did the presentation. So Obina, someone is asking, where did you go for the attribute table?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, where did I go for the attribute table? So I just right-clicked on the layer, the new layer. Then when you right-click, there are different options there. So there's the attribute table option. You right-click and go to the attribute table, and you expand the table. So that is where you go, the attribute table. The attribute table, sorry. Did that answer your question, Chiamaka? I hope that answers the question.
Okay, Chiamaka, I hope that has answered your question. And then Christian Wosu is asking, how much of the credits does the enriched tool consume? How much of the credit does the enriched tool consume?
It's actually just a little percentage of the credits. It doesn't consume much. So unless you have a whole lot of data sets, maybe hundreds of data sets or thousands of data sets that you want to do enrich. So that would actually consume more credit. But it's actually a little percent of your credits.
Okay, there's another guest here. Enoch is asking, how will I use GIS for to create flood map and display on websites? How will I use GIS to create flood map and display on website? Do you want to take that as well?
Okay, so you are trying to create a flood map and you want it to display on the website and you want it to be interactive. So I think ArcGIS Online has a whole lot of options where you have the dashboard on your ArcGIS Online tab. And when you go to ArcGIS Online, you log in, you go to the different apps. So there's a dashboard and there's also the experience builder. And there's also the story map. So after doing your analysis, your flood analysis, and you create a flood map, and you want this to actually be on the website, so you can actually use the experience builder or the ArcGIS dashboard. You create your web map. After you create your web map, you share it online. Then you start building maybe your dashboard or your experience builder, or you can actually incorporate it inside your story map. So it depends on how you want it to be on the website. You can actually there are some APIs which you can actually embed it on existing website. So it depends on how you want to use. But first, you have to create the map. You share the web map to your online account. Then after you share your web map, then you can start using your ArcGIS dashboard or your story maps or the other tools that are available on ArcGIS Online. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, so we have two people raising hand. We have Olufemi Day. Sorry if I don't get your name well. Please, can you take your question? Unmute yourself and give us a question. And try to be precise because we are running against time. Olufemi, are you there? Okay, if you're not there, please, Akintola Mercy, are you ready to take your questions? I see you're raising your hand.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good
Can I
morning.
talk?
Okay, good morning. Yes, go ahead.
Olufemi.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead with
Can
the
you hear me?
questions. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, I'd like to know the major difference between ArcGIS Pro and ArcGIS Online. I know there are lots of similarities, but I'm still trying to figure it out what the difference are. And if there are actually differences, which of them has a higher advantage over the other?
ArcGIS Pro and ArcGIS Online. Okay, who would like to take that? Obina, would you want to take that question?
All right, thank you, Uluf. All right, so yes, the ArcGIS Online is the Web GIS, then ArcGIS Pro is the desktop version. So there are two different things. So ArcGIS Online is just a platform, it's a SaaS platform. So where you actually collaborate with your organization, to share maps on the web. So when you work with your ArcGIS Pro, you are working on a project for yourself, but when you're working on ArcGIS Online, you can actually collaborate with your organization and create apps on ArcGIS Online. So I don't know, let me just share my screen to just show you some difference on the ArcGIS. So, yeah. So let me just do that right now. I'm trying to share my screen. So share all. Okay, now, so this is the ArcGIS Pro interface where you create map, and after creating your map, the end product, you can actually share it. So there are different types. You can actually share your map, export your map, share it as a layer file to ArcGIS Online. So ArcGIS Online is just a platform where you collaborate with your organization, or you have to make your map available for everyone to see over the internet. Okay, so now on the ArcGIS Pro, what you do when you create a map, you switch to the layout. You want to create after creating your map and you want to present your map, you actually click on new layout to actually create a static map. But the ArcGIS Online, which is different, is actually the ArcGIS Online. So it's actually different. It's just a web platform where you can share your maps, create analysis. So the analysis tools on ArcGIS Online is actually limited. So it's actually limited. So it's not like the ArcGIS Pro, which has a whole lot of toolbox for you to use. The ArcGIS Online, the web map, you can actually do maybe proximity analysis, just little analysis. But the ArcGIS Pro, you can do a lot more intensive analysis. It's project based. ArcGIS Online helps you to share your map with different people and collaborate with different.
So ArcGIS Online is basically for maybe cartography, yeah?
No, ArcGIS Online, ArcGIS Pro, you can do your cartography there. We are talking about you sharing your map on a web where people can actually access through a link. So,
Yeah,
but on the ArcGIS Pro, it's project based.
Online, it has limited analysis. You can perform limited analysis compared to ArcGIS Pro.
Yes, you can. It's not like the ArcGIS Pro, which you have a whole lot of toolbox, as you can see here. You go to your analysis, you go to tools.
You can just connect ArcGIS Pro to ArcGIS Online for your project.
Yes, you can actually connect. Like that is what we did on the proximity, the data enrich, where you have your catalog table. Let me go to catalog pane. It's hiding. So this is your project, this is your portal. You can actually connect your ArcGIS Online here. So when you log into your ArcGIS Pro, when you use a named user, that is your username and your password. It's actually connecting to your ArcGIS Online. So on your ArcGIS Online, this is the portal. This is your organization data. You have your organization data here, and you have the ArcGIS Online data here. So you can actually connect data from the ArcGIS Online into your ArcGIS Pro easily, as long as your internet connection is on. So it's just a web platform where you can share maps and do little analysis, create web app application. Hello, can you hear me?
Thank you, Olumide.
All right. No problem. Precious, you can take other questions and stop sharing my screen.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, is Akintola Mercy, are you ready to take a question now?
Yes, I'm ready.
Thank you very much for being okay. Okay, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Thanks so much to the presentation so far. Yeah, it has been awesome and insightful to all students on board now. So my question is based on the internship. I know Sambos offer internship for students, but my question is going to be narrowed down to, did they support students in accommodation? Because we know that Sambos is based in Abuja, and you know how Abuja is, and for students coming from Ogun State, coming from Lagos, as far as that, to come and do internship in Sambos, is there a support for the students like that?
Okay, Akintola Mercy, your question is a little bit more outside of what we're discussing, but I think we can work that out by taking it outside of here, then we can answer your question properly. But yes, Sambos gives out internship opportunities for students who would want to do their internship here with us. And so we also have processes on how to go about it. You can reach us out through our website or social media accounts, and the information we're going to be putting on the chat group. You can reach us out and then we discuss the modalities of your questions. So at this point, okay, let me take just one more questions and then we'll round up. Someone is asking, Dennis Omobi is asking, I want to learn how to extract shape files of study area maps. Dennis, I think I'll take this question for you. Of course, we can help you with this question, but not on this webinar because the question you're asking is more of a training. We can't take it here because it's going to take a lot of time for us to teach you how to extract shape files of study area maps. So we would like to recommend training for you. We'll send you a mail afterwards, and then we'll take the conversation from here. So at this point, I think we've addressed all questions. Are we inviting Aliyu Isola, my colleague, to just give us a closing remarks so that we can.
Sorry, before the closing remark, Precious. Thank you, Precious. Just before the closing remarks, sorry. There's a link in the chat box. So it's actually a competition by Esri for students. So you can actually, click on the link to check the requirements and register for it. So the website is under maintenance now. So from Sunday, you can actually start the registration. So you can actually click on the link here. It's on the chat box. So and register for the competition and go from there.
All right, thank you very much. So you can see the link. We've also put in our mail address there, so you can channel all your questions and contents of our mail and inquiries to the email address we've sent you. And you can also check out the link for more details on what we just talked about. I'm going to be inviting Aliyu to just give us a quick vote of thanks and thank you everyone for coming. Aliyu, are you on the call?
Yes, please I am. Please, can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, please, we can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. I think it has been a nice session. So, on behalf of the entire staff and management of Sambos Spatial Nigeria Limited, I would like to say a big thank you for everybody for attending this webinar. I've learned a lot, and I hope everybody has done as well. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to the panelists for taking the questions. Thanks to the organizers of this webinar. So we hope it has been insightful. To me, it has been. So then I will be having another webinar again on the 16th of December. That will be like the last webinar I'll be having for this year. So on the 16th of December, we hope to see you again. But where you can check our YouTube page as well to see a series of webinars we've had and series of videos we have on our YouTube page. We have series on how you can work with ISO 123, learn more about the GIS. So we have series of resources there for you to check. You can also follow us on our social media pages, our Twitter page, Instagram, Facebook, and you can check our website to know more about Sambos Spatial Nigeria Limited. I think the website link will be in the chat very soon, and the email that is on the chat, you can reach us through that email anytime you have questions or you need further assistance or anything at all. You can just reach out to us with our email or the social media platform or through our website. So once again, I would like to thank everybody for coming, and we hope to see you on the 16th of December. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you very much for coming. Okay, before we shut down, there's someone who's asking a question. Enoch, this question has been addressed. Maybe you were not in when the question was addressed, but we're going to send out a recording to everyone who has registered for this webinar. So if you missed out on anything, you can always catch up. So we're going to send also both the social media handles and all the links and everything that we've presented to you. We're going to send them to your mail addresses, so you don't have no worries. Thank you everyone for coming, and we look forward to seeing you in our next webinar. We're also going to send you a survey just to know how our webinar went, And we hope that will help. I hope we have your feedback afterwards. Thank you so much, and have a good Christmas. And bye.